Yo, what's going on, guys? It's JMass, and it's another day with another list video. Today, I'll be exploring a more niche subject here in New England: historic mansions, specifically those that are open to the public. Now, not only is New England one of the most historical regions in the United States, but it's one of the wealthiest. And nowhere is that historical wealth seen more than the myriad of mansions found throughout all 6 New England states. These opulent mansions feature ornate architectural designs and beautifully manicured landscaping, and they truly are works of art. Of course, they are also cultural relics. These mansions were often owned and resided in by important historical figures, from authors to innovators to ruthless businessmen and entrepreneurs. In this list video, I'll be covering historic mansions that are specifically open to the public, meaning that each mansion I mention in this video is open and accessible for the public to visit and explore. Nowadays, these mansions often function as museums, no longer serving as private residences. As always, I'll be listing my favorite historic mansion from each New England state, along with an honorable mention. I'll also only be mentioning the mansions I've personally visited, so I won't be including any I haven't checked out yet. Don't forget that these picks are just my opinions, and if you agree or disagree, that's perfectly fine. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it. My favorite historic mansions in all 6 New England states. My favorite historic mansion in Connecticut is the iconic Lockwood Matthews Mansion in the city of Norwalk. Now operating as a public museum located in Matthews Park, this mansion was constructed between 1864 and 1868 for LeGrand Lockwood, a wealthy railroad and banking magnate from New York. This mansion, situated near the Norwalk River, was designed by German architect Detlef Lenau and is built in a Second Empire architectural style. This style of architecture originates from the Second French Empire and is characterized by mansard roofs, elaborate frameworks and trims, high ceilings, and towers, among other features, all of which can be seen at the Lockwood Matthews Mansion. The mansion is primarily made of imported materials, including white marble from Italy, porphyry from Egypt, and wood from various European destinations. The interior is equally as ornate as the exterior and was designed by high-end decorating firms from New York. In 1876, the mansion was purchased by Charles D. Matthews, another wealthy New York elite. It remained within the Matthews family until 1941, when it was sold to the city of Norwalk. Today, the Lockwood Matthews Mansion Museum is open to the public, offering guided tours. Matthews Park is also open to the public, allowing visitors to gawk at the stunning architecture. My honorable mention for Connecticut is the Mark Twain House in the capital city of Hartford. While nowhere near as large as the previous mansion, this structure is just as architecturally exquisite and even more historic. Built in 1874, famous American author Samuel Clemens, better known by his pen name Mark Twain, lived here between 1874 to 1891. Now operating as a museum, this stunning Gothic Revival home showcases the iconic author's cozy living spaces, where many of his best-known works were written. My favorite mansion in Maine is Victoria Mansion, located in the state's largest city, Portland. Situated in the middle of Portland's Spring Street Historic District, this beautiful, lavish mansion was built between 1858 and 1860 for Ruggles Sylvester Morse, a luxury hotel owner. The mansion was designed by New Haven architect Henry Austin and is built in an Italianate style of architecture. This architectural style, modeled after architecture from the Italian Renaissance, is characterized by overhanging eaves, tall windows, and an asymmetrical structure. Victoria Mansion is primarily built out of brick and brownstone, and the mansion's deep brown color truly stands out. Interestingly, the mansion's stunning interior was also designed by one of the same interior decorators as the Lockwood Matthews Mansion, the Herder brothers. In 1894, the mansion was purchased by local Portland merchant Joseph Ralph Libby, and it remained within the Libby family until 1928, only opening to the public in 1941. The current name of the mansion, Victoria Mansion, was coined by William H. Holmes when he purchased it in 1941, naming it after Queen Victoria. However, it is sometimes more accurately known as the Morse Libby Mansion. The mansion continues to operate as a public museum, offering both guided and self-guided tours. My honorable mention for Maine is Woodlawn, also known as the Black House, located in the city of Ellsworth. Constructed between 1824 and 1827, this federal-style brick mansion was the home of John Black, a landowner's agent, and his family for generations. The property which Woodlawn sits upon is massive, with a sprawling grassy landscape and several exterior buildings. The museum, which first opened in 1929, offers both guided and self-guided tours of the lavish, expansive estate. Massachusetts has many amazing historic mansions, so choosing one was tricky, but ultimately, I went with Castle Hill in the town of Ipswich. Also known as the Great House, this elegant and iconic mansion sits atop a small hill overlooking miles of salt marshes and sandy coastline. Built between 1924 and 1928, the mansion was constructed for Richard Teller Crane Jr., an industrialist from Chicago, who began planning the estate with his wife as far back as 1910. Designed by Chicago-based architect David Adler, Castle Hill is inspired by 17th century Stuart-style architecture, an English architectural style characterized by brick and stone, tall gables and roofs, and structural symmetry. The interior of the mansion is impressive as well, boasting 59 total rooms featuring imported materials from England. Perhaps Castle Hill's most stunning feature, aside from the opulent Great House itself, is the scenic landscape surrounding it. Rolling hills, manicured gardens, intricate fountains, and marble statues dot the grounds, while offering unparalleled views of the surrounding salt marshes and the crashing waves of the ocean beyond it. Castle Hill remained within the Crane family's possessions until 1949, when it was donated to the Trustees of Reservations as a public conservation and recreation area. To this day, the grounds of Castle Hill, largely known as the Crane Estate, are open to the public, as is the Great House itself, with tours offered occasionally. Castle Hill is one of New England's most popular mansions, having been featured in several major films over the years. My honorable mention for Massachusetts is the Mount, located in the town of Lenox. Built in 1902, this gorgeous Georgian revival estate served as the home of famous American author Edith Wharton, who lived here with her husband until 1911. The Mount's grounds are beautifully manicured, defined by elegant gardens and stepped terraces bordered by whimsical topiaries and hedges. This is one of the highlight attractions in the Berkshires region, open to visitors for guided and self-guided tours. My favorite historic mansion in New Hampshire is the aptly named Castle in the Clouds, located in the town of Moultonborough. Situated atop a rocky outcropping on Lee Mountain, this soaring home was built between 1913 and 1914 for wealthy shoe manufacturer Thomas Gustav Plant and his second wife, Olive. The mansion was originally named Lucknow, a name likely derived from a poem Olive wrote. Designed by Boston architect J. Williams Beale, Lucknow, or the Castle in the Clouds, is built in the craftsman style of architecture, an American architectural style characterized by its nature-oriented and earthy design, featuring handcrafted details, large windows, and low gabled roofs. Being situated at the top of a mountain, the mansion's grounds offer breathtaking views of the natural landscape, dominated by the scenic Ossipee Mountains and glistening Lake Winnipesaukee, New Hampshire's largest lake. A long auto road climbs up the hilly terrain to the mansion, allowing visitors to soak in the natural beauty of the estate. By the 1930s, Plant had entered a period of deep financial struggles, and Lucknow was foreclosed, although Plant was allowed to remain at the house until his death in 1941. The Castle in the Clouds, as it is known today, has been open to the public as a major local attraction and museum since 1956, with both guided and self-guided tours offered during the warmer months. The site is also well known for its hiking trails along Lee Mountain, and there is no shortage of scenic vistas. My honorable mention for New Hampshire is Aspet, located in the town of Cornish. Aspet is better known as the home and studio of Augustus St. Gaudens, an Irish sculptor who designed many of America's most iconic sculptures and statues. Aspet was built in 1817, but St. Gaudens himself lived there between 1885 and 1907. Today, the estate is part of the St. Gaudens National Historical Park, and aside from the mansion itself, the grounds are defined by beautiful gardens, fountains, and examples of the sculptor's finest works. Picking my favorite mansion in Rhode Island was also a tough decision, but I had to go with the Breakers, located in the coastal city of Newport. Newport is a city defined by its plethora of elegant Gilded Age mansions, and the Breakers is by far the most iconic. Situated right along the rocky coast, this mansion was built between 1893 and 1895, serving as the home of Cornelius Vanderbilt II, a businessman who was a member of one of America's wealthiest families, the Vanderbilts. This intricate and ornate mansion, primarily made out of brick, concrete, and limestone, was designed by noteworthy architect Richard Morris Hunt, built in a Renaissance Revival style of architecture. This European architectural style is defined by heavy stonework, symmetrical designs, and grandiose details like framed windows. The interior of the Breakers is even more opulent than the exterior, featuring exquisite golden trims and walls, stunning crystal chandeliers, and winding staircases. Marble imported from Italy and Africa was incorporated within the mansion, as well as other rare materials and elements. The excessive scale and grandiosity of the Breakers has earned it the reputation as a symbol of the Gilded Age, a period of extreme economic and wealth inequality in America. Following Cornelius Vanderbilt II's death in 1899, the mansion stayed in the Vanderbilt family for decades, even being used as an air raid shelter during World War II, before finally opening to the public in 1948. Having been owned by the Preservation Society of Newport County since 1972, the Breakers is one of Rhode Island's most popular tourist attractions, drawing hundreds of thousands of visitors to witness its majestic architecture and coastal beauty. The Breakers' name is derived from the breaking of waves along its rocky coast, which can still be seen from the sprawling yard out back to this day. With so many great historic mansions in Newport, I had to pick another one. Thus, my honorable mention for Rhode Island is the Marble House, also in the city of Newport. Built between 1888 and 1892, the Marble House is not only another Gilded Age mansion, but yet another Vanderbilt family mansion, being owned by Alva and William Kissam Vanderbilt. This beautiful marble mansion, also built by Richard Morris Hunt in the Beaux Arts style of architecture, features the iconic Chinese tea house on its grounds, modeled after 12th century Song dynasty temples. My favorite historic mansion in Vermont is Hildene, located in the town of Manchester. Situated on top of a prominent slope at the base of Equinox Mountain, Hildene was constructed in 1905 for Robert Todd Lincoln, the eldest son of President Abraham Lincoln, along with his wife, Mary Harlan Lincoln. The mansion's name, Hildene, comes from two Old English words, meaning hill and valley with stream, which is fitting for the scenic location, sitting atop a hill overlooking the Battenkill River. Designed by the Boston architect firm Shepley, Rudin, and Coolidge, and built by Ira G. Hersey, this beautiful home was built in a Georgian Revival style of architecture. This style of architecture, inspired by Georgian architecture of the 18th and early 19th centuries, is defined by the heavy use of brick, columned porticos, symmetrical exteriors, and gabled roofs. The mansion's interior is equally as stunning, with 24 total rooms and fancy amenities of the day. The grounds of Hildene are one of its defining features, with beautiful lush gardens and a long brick walkway snaking throughout them, as well as the scenic views out into the valley. The mansion stayed within the Lincoln family for decades, until 1975, when it was donated to the Church of Christ Scientist by Mary Lincoln Beckwith, Robert Todd's granddaughter. It was once again purchased in 1978, and is today owned by the Friends of Hildene. Hildene continues to remain open to the public today, operating as a museum offering tours, as well as a popular event venue. My honorable mention for Vermont is Wilson Castle, located in the town of Proctor. Built in 1885, this brick and marble mansion was owned by Dr. John Johnson, a local physician, and his wife. Interestingly, this castle employs several different architectural styles, including Dutch Neo-Renaissance, Scottish Baronial, Queen Anne, and Romanesque Revival. Its most noteworthy features are the central turret, which juts out just above the structure, and the long hilly yard in front of it. And there you have it, my favorite historic mansions in each New England state. At least, the ones that are open to the public to visit. Many of the mansions listed in this video are cornerstone attractions of their respective towns and cities, and well worth a visit if you're ever traveling. There's nothing like walking into a massive, opulent mansion owned by some of the most powerful people in history and thinking to yourself, man, I'll never be able to afford this. Anyways, I've been JMass as always, and thank you all for watching. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, as I'm always making New England related videos like this one. I just want to give a quick shout out to all of my channel members. You guys are awesome, and I'd love it if you too, viewer of this video, considered becoming a channel member as well. You'd be supporting me and the channel directly. Or you can follow me on Instagram at JMassOfficial, that's at JMassOfficial. But yeah, that's about it for this list video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Maybe I'll go buy a quick scratch ticket and see if I can make my fortune. If I do, I'll build an excessively gigantic mansion and invite you all there for a JMass viewer party, I promise.